One, two, three, and what's your favorite scary movie? Is it creepy? Is it groovy? Mashor! Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Mashor. And drumroll, please! It is Halloween week, which I am so excited about. Happy Halloween, everybody! I am dressed in my Halloween best. I was met by Ashy Slashy earlier today, and he handed me this lovely necklace as a welcoming to Halloween week. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so I'm really excited, as you can tell, that it is Halloween. And so, as a, celebratory, we're going to be drinking a spooky margarita made by, of course, the lovely Stir Crazy Cocktails, local to Southern California. If you are in Ventura, Orange County, or Los Angeles, she will deliver drinks locally to you. And I'm going to try to release this on Wednesday so you guys can get in your last minute orders for the week. She's doing something red rum, The Shining related. There's a Pennywise drink, and she brings you a red balloon so you can float too. And she's going to have this spooky margarita. I wish I were in town to order some. I might have to have, maybe I will order some because my real life horror film is happening next week. I'm going to be with my parents while the election is happening. And we are opposing views. Like, let me tell you, completely opposing views politically. And I don't even know how this happened, that I didn't think about it, that we just so happened to be visiting them in Colorado on election day. And so that's going to be moving on. So for Halloween, I wanted to do an episode and kind of do like a mixed bag of things. So if you have family, if you prefer comedy, if you prefer classics, and if you prefer something a little more, edgy and spooky. So I'm going to be talking about Monster House. We're going to be talking about Trick or Treat. We're going to be talking about Halloween and Haunt. So let's get started. So for the first one, Monster House, this one's actually an animated movie. So it's, I think, DreamWorks. And if you guys watch Rick and Morty, which is over there, I have a lot of memorabilia. Dan Harmon, who's the co-creator with Justin Roiland, I don't know what he does, but I know he's involved. Maybe he was a producer, maybe he was a writer, but he's involved with Monster House. And Steve Buscemi is he voices one of the characters who happens to be the old curmudgeon neighbor in the Monster House. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be for all ages. I don't have kids, so maybe watch it before. It's definitely kind of like PG-13 feel. It's not scary, but it might have some curse words. So I don't know, based on your parental guidance and instincts, maybe just watch it first. I think it's only like an hour and 15 minutes, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, it's fun to watch. I don't have kids. I watched it. I love it. So yeah, premise of this one is this kid DJ lives in a neighborhood with, of course, a creepy old man curmudgeon who shoos away all the kids and lives in a crickety old house. And of course, it's based on Halloween night. So DJ's parents go away on vacation, and the babysitter, of course, is distracted by her boyfriend. So they have a little bit more freedom than they would with their parents watching them on Halloween night, and thus, starts the movie. And I think it's a really good driving point and kind of backstory to kind of give the kids more freedom on Halloween. So if you throw anything in the vicinity of the house, it will eat it, and the curmudgeon neighbor who lives there shoos all the kids away. But the flip is the neighbor's trying to protect the kids because the house is actually haunted. And DJ and his friend soon learn that the hard way because they are brave enough to battle the house. And that's kind of the premise of the movie. So I won't go any further than that. I think it's a great movie, and it's so funny. And it's one of those tropes where the kids are smarter and braver than the adults in the movie. They're trying to tell the police officers, and they're like, kids being kids. And it's like, no, this house is like legitimately eating people and things. Can you please, do something? So no, of course not. They're going to do something. It's super fun, and it's not scary. It's just a fun movie for the family on Halloween night. It's based on Halloween. So God, why do I keep doing that? I don't know why. It's like a drinking thing, maybe. It's like, oh, let's do this. No, stop it. Okay. So, yes, that's my family recommendation. And then for a comedy horror, I'm going to be talking about a classic anthology movie that came out in 2007, Trick or Treat. And it's seriously my favorite. I watch it every Halloween. And unlike, its predecessors, I feel like anthology movies, they kind of are standalone stories. Well, this is in a town called Warren Valley, Ohio. And so it's all based in this one town on Halloween. And there's this little trick-or-treater in pajamas and a hood called Sam that kind of oversees everything. Oh, he's right over there. See him? See him? That's Sam right there. So Mr. Sam is kind of like the rule enforcer of the town. And he's kind of the person that you see, tying everything together. And all these characters tie in. They all live within within the same block, I would say. So it's like a neighborhood that we're kind of going into each house and each, party and seeing what's going on. So it's really cool. So, the rules of Halloween are be nice to the kids, give them candy, or else Sam will get ya. Keep your jack-o'-lanterns lit the entire night. Let them go out naturally, or Sam will get ya. And be nice to kids. Don't be bullies, or Sam will get ya. So, like, a neighbor put cyanide in his candy. No. A neighbor doesn't give candy. No. Big no. People come home from a party early and take away all their decorations before Halloween's over. Big no. And people turn into werewolves. Not a no. Pretty cool. That's actually a fun one. And it's cool because it has like a strong cast. Brian Cox is in it. Anna Paquin from True Blood's in it. So it's like a fun, get in the mood for Halloween movie. I watch it every Halloween week. It's just perfect. If you've already seen Trick or Treat 1,000 times and don't want to watch it, a fun thing you can do on Amazon Prime Shudder. I feel like I should be sponsored by them at this point. I talk about them so much. They have, I can't remember, you might have to look up Sam's Jack-o'-lantern. I'll put what the title is up here. But look this up, and what happens is it's like an hour-long video of Sam's Jack-o'-lantern in Warren Valley, Ohio. So it's pretty cool. So then you can like have it on in the background, put on spooky music, and get in the mood that way. Anyways, so yeah, a perfect horror comedy. So for a classic, of course, we're going to be giving the biggest nod to probably like the Scream Queen with how much this lady's been in. She's just a badass. Jamie Lee Curtis is Laurie in Halloween. So for those of you who have never seen the classic, basically Michael Myers is 6 years old. And I think this is 1976, and he kills his older sister on Halloween. And so, of course, he's taken away to a mental hospital. And years later, the day before Halloween, he escapes. And he goes back to the sleepy town he's from, where Laurie, our, final girl, gets introduced, Jamie Lee Curtis. And her dad is a realtor and is trying to sell Michael Myers' old house. And so Michael Myers, of course, goes to his stomping grounds, back to his house, sees her, and stalks her. And so on Halloween, when she's babysitting, things go buck. And that's when everything goes down, and he starts on his killing spree. And so I think it's just, it's on Halloween, and Jamie Lee Curtis, as like an actress, is just so perfect for this role because she already looks so mature for her age even then. And babysitting for her, it's kind of like her maternal instincts kick in. So she's like, she flips the switch of like, oh no, Michael Myers, you're in my house. You do not touch that kid, and you do not touch me. This is not happening, So it's like such a fun start. And of course, it's the kickstart to the epic franchise of Halloween of John Carpenter. So, highly recommend. And the classic spooky not doing that justice, but you know what I mean. So it's just such a fun, it's based on Halloween. That's when Michael Myers goes on his killing spree, And yeah, so definitely give that one a go. It's, again, a little bit more of a classic. It doesn't scare me. I think it's just more of a fun one to like snuggle up, get ready for Halloween, eat your popcorn, be with your friends or be with your significant other, and, just kind of get in the mood. So going into that, something more edgy and maybe a little bit more actual spooky because it was a recent movie is Haunt. And this is an Amazon shout out again. This is a Shudder original on Amazon. And I think it came out last year. This one's great because, well, I think it's like something that I'm genuinely scared of because I'm from Florida and this like the haunted house that they go to is 100% the haunted houses we would find. It's like $20 in the middle of the Everglades, good luck. It's super dark and super creepy. And those were the scariest. I mean, it's even scarier than Halloween Horror Nights to me. It was like, those are just perfect. And so this one really freaked me out because it's like so close to home for what I love, haunted houses. And this one's, of course, in the middle of nowhere. Who knows how they found out about it. And they have to sign a waiver, so you think it's like one of those more intense ones, where they can touch you and stuff, so you have to give your consent. And then this one, though, they do one up, which okay, so never go to a haunted house that takes your phone away. Big no-no. And that's what happens. They put your phone in a lockbox. I would not. No way. So, yeah. So that's kind of the premise. And, of course, they sign their lives away essentially, and they're stuck in a haunted house. And the first scene, they go in and it just looks so realistic. Spoiler alert, it is real. Someone's freaking dying in front of them. And so it's them trying to get out of this haunted house. They're all separated in these crazy rooms, and then they find out quickly, oh no, they're like genuinely going to kill us. So that one's really fun. It's not perfect. There are definitely, but I think it's fun that way because there's so many moments like, listen, it's like Saw, but no, it's not like Saw at all. So it's just like crazy because these characters are in a house filled with weapons. Okay. So it's like you're in a video game, a horror video game, and you have all this loot, but you don't loot. And so you're just thinking you're going to get away. It's like, no, loot, man. Grab the weapon. Hold on to that weapon. Don't drop it. Don't shoot a guy and drop it and run. Keep the gun. What are you doing? So it's a fun one to like throw your popcorn at the screen. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, the final girl, and that's really fun too. She kind of gets that gauge of like, I don't care what happens. I'm going down with a bang. And it's super fun. I highly recommend it. So yeah, I just wanted to give some that were based on the day of Halloween to watch on Halloween and get you in the mood. And yeah, and I know for this Halloween, especially if you have kids, a lot of counties like in LA, we can't go trick-or-treating. It's not allowed. So something you can do is, I can't take credit for this. I found this on Facebook or something. So thank you to whomever came up with this idea. But you can buy candy, hide it in your apartment or house, turn off all the lights, put on some spooky music, and give each other flashlights and go around and find candy. Like, how fun is that? That sounds so fun for a kid, that can't go trick-or-treating. You can like do an Easter style thing of like, find the candy. And then another thing, if you need to like a little step up if you're not a kid. So for like $10 to $15, there's some podcasts. I can try to find some maybe and put links. No, I won't. But what they essentially do is you listen to a podcast and they tell you to turn the lights off in your apartment or house, and then they walk you through. And so like there are jump scares in your ears. It's like audio jump scares. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm actually going to do that and give it a go and see how that is. I think I'm actually going to keep this dress and kind of like ambiance going, maybe make it a little more profesh from here on out. I actually like this dress. I like this like ensemble thing going on versus, just wearing lax things. Maybe I'll still throw on my Monster Squad shirt every now and then because it reps Stephen King, but I kind of like this. I feel like a legit host. So I think I'm going to do this from now on. And yeah, I just hope you all stay safe. Oh gosh. Make sure you light your jack-o'-lanterns. Don't blow them out too soon. And hand out candy to all the kids. Don't be greedy. And happy Halloween! Gotcha.